right, Damiani, thanks for joining me.
Yo, how's it going?
We are here to talk about Tchia, Tchia,
Nice.
which, after getting a demonstration from the developers, I thought would be something that you would be into.
Oh yeah.
And I showed you the B-roll,
Oh,
which is essentially the same demo that I got to see. So if you're not familiar with it, Tchia is a game set in an island setting, but it's based loosely on New Caledonia, and the developers are French, but they're originally from that area, and so like a lot of the like rock formations and wildlife and all of that, and just the look of the game is based
Gotcha.
on that country, and it's got interesting parallels to, say, the Wind Waker. You saw right away. As well as, some people say Mario Odyssey as well, but you pointed out that the Wind Waker also did this thing where you explore, but you can also kind of jump into animals and objects.
Yeah. I was surprised because I forgot you could jump into more than just one, but yeah, like I remember in the Wind Waker, you could play the song and command other like creatures like a seagull and fly around, but in this one, it's actually part of your method of like transportation as well, and there's a whole bunch of different ways you can get around the island, which is really cool. So like possession of not just like animals but inanimate objects. It seemed like going into a wood plank at one time, like I don't know if the developer meant to do that, but I was like, oh wow. And then possessing the lantern at one point to roll around and like set fire to things. So definitely a little bit more on the like Mario Odyssey end there with that, with like possessing a lot of different things and having your fun with it. Definitely it's going to draw comparisons to Wind Waker. I mean, the very beginning of the footage I saw, one of the other characters was wearing like a crab shirt, but it was purple instead of blue. And I was like, oh, that's that. Yeah, they definitely like had some fun with that. But
and Breath of the Wild in there as well. They've got the glider.
Exactly.
Too.
Yeah. Also in
Wind Waker, but I think like, the open world kind
climbing, literally climbing up like walls and like having this like a stamina meter of their own in the game. But I was just, it was the amount of depth it had and customization.
They have a lot of clothing options, and for you have rafts, you have boats. That you can change
the clothing
customization,
seeing all the tabs for each itemized piece was really nice, and how many were under each category. Don't know if they said anything about if those are something you earn in the game or they're just there at the beginning.
Oh, yeah. I don't know how much there is at the beginning. I think that you probably don't have it all unlocked at once. They did say that they're cosmetic, though. They're about self-expression, not about, like, adding perks.
Yeah, it looked like there's a lot of good variety there, including even, like, your instrument. Like, you keep your ukulele you had and change that, but you can also go to, like, a guitar as well. So it was pretty, like, comprehensive is the word I'm looking for.
Yeah.
But also just the instrument playing, another thing that's been in Zelda, and like how you have it to both advance time or do other things, but also just like you just freestyle it to near the end of the beta footage, a scene that they did where you had to like kind of do like a rhythm-based game.
Yeah,
where you had to play them. So like it's really cool to see that.
Yeah, it's a simple but interesting interface when you're playing the music, because it's like it's a circle that shows like all the notes, like the actual musical notes, and then you've got things coming in, and you just kind of like match the control stick to point in the direction as things fly towards the center. But yeah, like you said, it's like there's kind of like story moments, but then there's also Wind Waker-esque or like Ocarina of Time-esque songs to play to do different things.
Yeah. Love how it pops up, like all the songs pop up on screen at the bottom, so you know what you need to do. It's like not having to like navigate through a bunch of different menus. It just pops up for you when you bring out the instrument, which is really cool.
This is sort of parallel to Wind Waker as well. Like you have like a tutorial area, right? Kind of like an outset island kind of thing where you kind of learn the ropes, but then you're sort of free to go where you want to go. I think once you get the boat, then that's sort of like when you're like, okay, you're off.
So yeah, that's the thing I was more curious about, is like you get this kind of like raft that, as you said earlier, can also cosmetically customize it as well. I saw it going around like the existing island and went off to like a smaller rock formation, but I didn't know like the extent of like Is there gonna be anything that far in the distance you're gonna go to, or is it pretty much you're kind of like sticking around the proximity of the main island?
I want to say it's mostly the main island, but I don't know
It is
the
a
full scope of it.
Big island, I'll say that. Like that's felt more like Breath of the Wild there in terms of like wow, that's really far over there. I see that, and you can go to that as well. That's really nice. And then, but now seeing out on the ocean even if it's just nearby, you see like that large rock formation over there. Oh, is that anything over there? Let me go travel over there. It was really cool.
Yeah.
Plus the underwater gameplay, like also like possessing a dolphin and like it was really cool to see that, and the sequence of possessing a dolphin, swimming around, and then like jumping out of the water and then like launching yourself out, because you can like eject yourselves from these things you possess, and then scoping out like a bird above and then possessing it, and then like that kind of like seamless. It seems like fun to transport yourself that way. Also,
because when you do the targeting thing, like time sort of stops.
Slow,
so it's not like you're having to like nail that bird on the fly.
Very easy to do, so you can take your time. It's like not really skill based. Example they did earlier I saw, which is really cool, is like the fruit. I don't know if it was a coconut, what it was.
It's a coconut. Yeah,
and like you go into it, launch it. And then as it's traveling, launch yourself out of it, and it goes past you, and like you repossess it. It's like increasing your momentum to get around faster. I was like, oh, that's kind of clever.
And then launching something and then gliding. One thing that's not tied to mechanic, but I also thought was an interesting traversal thing, is that you can get on like a springy sapling and like shake the tree back and forth, and then sort of like fling yourself forward,
going across the tree
rather than just walking
that
everywhere.
Was pretty cool. The amount of options they're giving you for that just seems like they really want you to have a lot of fun going across this island and exploring it, because it feels like it's really more about, as you said, after the tutorial area, just letting you go and like checking out stuff. Now, I guess the next question would be, most logical one would be like, so objectives, like what are you tasked with doing then?
Yeah, they do say that there is a main narrative that kind of pulls you forward, and there's a story to get through, even though there is an open world that you can explore kind of seems like as freely as you want. They didn't really get that much into story specifics, which I kind of like. I like that they just kind of, focused more on like, hey, you can do this and you can do that, and you can climb a thing and then you can hop into a bird and fly up. But like sort of like with your stamina meter, your soul meter is also something like expands over time. So you do have to keep an eye on that. Like you just can't stay possessed into a form, permanently. There is some light combat and some enemies. They're like these paper enemies.
It was very funny because watching the footage.
Oh, fabric, not paper, but yeah.
Watching the footage, it's like this jolly, this like carefree atmosphere. And then an objective does pop up on screen and says, burn the soldiers. And it was before we came over this ridge to see what they looked like. And I was like, oh dear. I was like, wait. And they look like kind of like, supernatural, like possessed, like, what is it?
And they're like these piles of fabric that they spawn out of, so you have to,
destroy
these
source.
Little lamps to burn the fabric soldiers and then burn the source.
Yeah, you had your own combat abilities, but you also, as earlier alluded to, possess like other objects, and you possess this lantern and start rolling around to set fire to the ground in them as well. So like I think they're giving you a little bit of creativity to how you approach tackling, those types of encounters as well.
Yeah. There's some villain statue that you tear down at one point.
Yeah, I saw that.
I'm trying to think about what else. There's a part where you kind of like slide down the slope and jump.
Yes.
So again, like a lot of the traversal, it didn't get hands-on, but it looks like it should feel good. It looks like it has good momentum to like everything that you do. And then you talked about the coconut, which is funny. There's a little slingshot mini game.
Yes.
So that's another weapon that you have.
So mini games in there as well is another weapon, but like also it takes place in kind of like a village area. I don't think we really got into like, you said they didn't show a lot of story, but you do see other people there.
Yeah.
And you do see other like kind of like small pockets of these settlements there. One of them you went up to like and started like you ordered food and like you ate it. They had like a plate with a fish, and like 5 seconds later you hit it back empty. I was like, they were very hungry. But obviously there's gonna be like a engagement with other NPCs in there and other types of activities as well. Yeah,
they say the slingshot doesn't kill enemies, but it stuns them.
Stuns them?
Kind of boomerang kind of effect there. Oh yeah, you collect pearls from the clams when you go and dive.
Yes.
So I'm curious again, like what do you need these resources for? Like what are you purchasing and all of that? Or if you just need them for some kind of quest in town.
Yeah.
And then it's coming early 2023. Somebody after the demo, they asked like what the weirdest things that you could possess. One of them is a coconut crab. Which they encourage everybody to Google and look at how freaky a coconut crab is. They're very large crabs.
Okay.
And then
Not familiar with them,
another thing they mentioned is a roll of toilet paper. So I'm not sure what you can do with that roll of toilet paper, but it'd be
cause mayhem.
Yeah, fun to TP somebody's house and have a reaction.
Or
maybe I don't know.
Maybe there's a thing where an NPC needs to use the bathroom and you need to distract them, so you unroll all the toilet paper and it's a distraction. You can get by. Maybe there's a stealth section. Wind Waker also had a stealth section, so.
But in any case, it's a jolly looking game.
Yeah.
So
and good music too. Like the island theme they were playing was really nice. Same like kind of like ukulele or good string based instrument theme, like or based instrument was like really nice to hear. Yeah.
So looking forward to whenever we get a chance for hands on. But for now, it's a nice early look. So thank you for joining us. Thank you for watching. We are Easy Allies. We are supported by our fans, by our viewers. So go to patreon.com/easyallies and give us a pledge. And then also like and subscribe to this video so that you can get more of our previews and reviews and our podcasts and everything else that we do. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.